Hi guys, today we are in Copenhagen and this episode is going to be all about arm wrestling.
At last.
Today we're training with the world champion.
He is a legend, champion of the world.
The guy who won East versus West and stuff.
This is a pure match right out of the gate, guys.
This on you is fucking strong.
Edging ever closer, and there's the win!
Mindaugas Tarasaitis is ridiculously strong. Able to contain and defeat men much bigger than himself. He is something of a giant killer.
So we hope to get some tips from him. And
I believe that it's still one of the three main moves.
overall it's going to be a really interesting evening.
I can already see that I will fucking damage myself today. And
It is a masterclass. That is Mindaugas Tarasaitis.
so that was that competition where you broke somebody's arm, Mega Man's, right?
Yeah. That was very first day on the very first show.
Okay, wow.
And I mean, he was a big guy, so they were laughing when I walked up to him. And then we grabbed, and while like I didn't know so much about
So
techniques.
for how long were you arm wrestling before that? You were also new, right? Or a year?
I did win the European Championships in the 110 kilo class.
Okay, so that means you were training for
3 years maybe.
okay, so 3 years. Yeah, that's a good amount of time.
Now you're going up against the former European champion, you know that he's strong.
Well, this is his specialty, so this will be a nice challenge. I like a challenge.
So I think you knew what you were doing.
The basic, yeah. But but that guy was so much bigger than anything else I saw. So what I did was I just like back pressured him like up. And then when the start went, I just felt his wrist gave, and then I just held him while he was losing angle.
Going sideways.
And then he kind of, when I started to go sideways, the arm broke.
Goodness,
And that-
Nathan is down. Oh, this is terrible.
Magnus, what happened?
It's I've probably broken his arm.
There aren't many people around here that will ever forget the pain that came across Nathan's face at the end of that contest, and it looks as though we're down to just two men with 2 events to go.
Let's just play a little bit. Maybe that's the best way to warm up anyway. So how heavy are you now?
I don't know, 120 kilos maybe.
Okay.
So I'm more heavy than I'm strong.
No.
So it's a little bit more than warm up. You're testing and trying different things and what we can improve for the future. What's the way to plan training for the next coming 4 or 5 months based on what we're doing now? When we used to train, it used to be we almost started like this.
Yeah, and just with brutal strength.
Yeah.
What's happening today here?
So we asked Mindaugas if he wanted to teach the old dog some tricks. So he's going to do stuff with the Mac today and some stuff with David. And I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it.
Right.
What are you doing now? Is that something that I should
I'm
do
just
as well?
kind of moving around a little bit, and you see I'm kind of making sure my shoulder feels good. And
You know, there's been a lot of talk about Magnus going against one of these old, world's strongest man guys, right?
Magnus Samuelsson versus Brian Shaw someday.
So if we're gonna do that, we have to see what the old guy can do.
Yeah.
So if you want to come into it, like you take a little bit lower strand.
Yeah.
Make sure that the lower finger has connection, and then we come up. Then will be like that.
Yeah.
And then next thing you will have is placement of the body. And then normally what they do, you either go forward like that, which I don't like, or you come in a little bit and then squeeze in like a hook.
Okay.
Ready, go.
Okay.
Like from here.
So like, and then
I feel so small today, so small. And I have this match coming up.
Yeah.
This weekend.
A really big Arm Wars event coming up with some really, really special people coming from all over the world.
That's why I can't really go hard today.
You don't need to go
I'll
hard.
try to be very careful.
Yeah, I will be careful as well.
I'm gonna train and prepare for contest, but my big objective is to get my son into the game in the best way. He's pretty good at stuff that I used to be good at, so I think this sport can suit him and he enjoys it. So if he just can get the connection, the problem is for a lot of the really, really strong guys is that they build a system depending on strength. you know, on the top, they all have the strength. It's going to be like playing chess a little bit.
Yeah.
So I want him to learn the game rather than just like hammering heavy sets of hooks against me. Same with my brother.
So you are thinking about focusing on arm wrestling more than anything else, right?
My plan is to, before I do strongman, I will do arm wrestling and grip. And I don't want to break myself in the beginning, you know. I want to do it the smart way.
Super important.
Yeah.
You know, it's from the fingertips to the elbow. The rest of the body is just for show in this sport. So if somebody weighs 75 or 80 kilos, it's not that big of a deal, really. If you look on many of the absolute best ones through the history, like, I don't know, Jon Bresenk and these guys, they were 90 kilos. Some of them were 75. Back in the day when I was training my most in arm wrestling, the best arm wrestler I had to train with was a guy called Andreas Rundström, who was freakishly good, and he weighed 72 kilos at times. And he was still the one. So yeah, this is all gold.
The only one I have to practice against is my dad.
Okay.
And it isn't the easiest competition.
So it's very nice to come and train with different people, especially with a like world-class arm wrestler, and you immediately for yourself feel where your weaknesses are and where you need to invest your future hours in the gym.
But do you like hook or do you top roll or?
Mostly top roll. Yeah. I think my hook is also getting a little bit better because I found some good exercises and feels like the elbow is much more secure.
Yeah.
I think before I didn't do enough triceps, and that was the reason why somehow side pressure was difficult.
Yeah.
I can already see that I will fucking damage myself today, and the competition will be a disaster.
No.
I can already see it. Because I cannot stop myself from doing too much.
Yeah. I know the feeling, man.
And then while I'm here, then you just look at the hand and control it.
Yeah.
And then you go down. And keep the pressure always up here. Because if you have that, it can't come in again.
Yes.
Up. Now I pretty much have you.
Yeah.
So now I just keep everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you would come in here,
Yeah.
I can still
Go out. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you dropping down that low?
I'm just testing things.
Uh-huh. This is scary.
Your pronation might not work if I drop that low, right?
Would you ever go that low in a competition like this, or is it just?
I would.
You would. Okay. Why?
If the guy is
Can you see he goes very low? Yeah. And I've
so I will only do it in the case where somebody is maybe a little bit too one-sided, like one-trick pony, only going backwards, doesn't have much side pressure yet. Maybe somebody a bit new to the sport, because normally, if I go low, it's much harder for him to roll. And maybe you don't have the strength in your elbow yet.
okay.
So
it's an opportunity for me to somehow get you inside.
when you try to go into a hook, what be like? So in the old days, we were trying to go in like that, and then you catch me, and then days ruined. Is it something in to start low and then pull in like that?
So you see, me as a top roller, I'm always kind of making sure that my wrist is, how to say, free from your fingers, because it really kind of allows me to run away in a way where you cannot really bring it back anymore. For example, can you supinate and like after I get out like this, you will not bring me in anymore. So, and that's why gripping a top roller low like this, it kind of stops that move. It's just a good way to hook the guy.
To catch him.
Being brave and gripping low
But you think
makes it easier for me to get inside. And of course, if you are strong inside, gripping low is a big disadvantage for me, because maybe you'll just go sideways.
And it obviously, if I'm gripping low on you, you know immediately that this guy is going to go for a hook.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So you would do then, you will place yourself as high as you can, and you will.
If you grip, normally I hate if you grip me so low, because now I'm kind of forced to do what I don't like. If you grip me this low, I'm supposed to start going sideways much more instead of going backwards. Because I know that I will not open this thing, especially in straps. So I am forced to kind of go sideways, maybe try to over-supinate you, but I don't like that thing. I'm normally, that's not my move.
Interesting.
But that's what I'm supposed to do. If you grip me low enough, I will go sideways directly to the pen.
Sideways straight to the pen.
If you grip me low enough, then the power balance should be more even.
Boom.
So maybe you know how physics works. The lever becomes shorter.
Yeah.
So maybe now I'm strong enough to just go directly to the side.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit more warm up, slowly. Yeah, maybe. That size is crazy, very scary.
The problem becomes after like a long career of sport is that I've been injured so many times, so it kind of, I'm still enjoying it, but I'm getting a little bit concerned about, I'm not as crazy as I used to be.
Yeah, that's why injuries are terrible. I guess, what I'm trying to do, I'm really trying to maybe risk a bit less in my training.
Yeah.
So, and yes, maybe I will not get as strong as I could be, but at least I'm more healthy.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to manage the risk,
I think also training, especially in the gym, it's a mind game. So I felt good in my head when I did super heavy stuff in the gym.
So you see this rack? Let's finish it.
But what was it good?
So
towards the end of my career, I was training less, and that's when all my good numbers came up.
So I can see how it's very difficult mentally to just spend an hour lifting small weights. Like, it's difficult. Lifting heavy is much more satisfying, I guess. But I'm lifting quite light, actually. Always quite light. This is my heavy table time, much more static. And if I go to the gym,
do tons of grip training and.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But anything dynamic is always quite light. I find it much safer.
How does it feel?
Terrible.
Terrible.
Otherwise, hook is a lovely feeling when you finally
a
good match when you almost. It's like playing table tennis. You want the ball to play for a long time. But you have a very, very strong
wrist.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not that strong, but I'm just wondering, if I know that you will most likely try to top roll. So I'm wondering, should I do the same or should I be brave? I don't know. I didn't decide.
I haven't arm wrestled in a long, long time. I'm trying to get the basic into David. He has a little bit of the future and the interest and the passion for it.
Yeah, he told me he likes the grip training.
Yeah. If I would do it, I would try to keep it as simple as possible. If I could get away with that, which would be trying to do that, but on a guy on your level, it doesn't really.
It might work. It might work.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're very solid there. So I could probably open it up a bit, but it will create problems for me as well if I put a little bit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like how it feels. Feels good. So are you able to practice on the table often or not yet?
We have a table in the gym.
Are you trying to do something every week or?
Yeah.
I'm just playing with my rubber band most of the time.
Maybe I can show you some good exercises.
Yeah. This is gold. This is what we want to, that's what we're here.
I'm just...
I have some special rubber band exercises.
Yeah.
People don't believe that they are effective, but I feel like they are really effective.
Are you training like this also?
Also like that, yeah. Sometimes maybe if he opens my wrist, maybe I need to just press him down. Yeah, after 16 years, you kind of need to be balanced because, yeah.
You feel he has a tremendous strength to hold
in the fingers, yeah.
To hold his wrist.
Yeah.
It's hard, surprisingly hard to lift, kind of thing.
Yeah. He's pulling me down.
I like how my wrist feels today. Actually, not that bad.
Good. Because you have a big contest coming
up.
up.
Yeah, I have a contest coming. But your style should improve a little bit. You are trying to be strong, but maybe what you do now works the best in the short term. Like, let's say you have to win the match now, but it may not work the best for 5-10 years, let's say. Let's do it slowly and easily. Okay. Seems like you are doing a similar thing like your dad, Magnus.
Yeah. He has taught me how to do. Oh, damn. It's strong in your hand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, really.
What's the way to land there?
Yep.
I'm opening up myself.
This is more left. Yeah, but you are opening up yourself, maybe a bit too open. I guess you always need to find an opponent which is at the same level.
Yeah.
And then you can see better what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah.
I don't like how you are letting your wrist go a little bit. It doesn't feel like you are...
Because this wrist is really weak. Like, a lot.
Even on the right.
Okay.
Like because you were kind of going, you were aiming more towards the pad.
Yeah.
And normally you should only think about position, which means maybe almost letting go a little bit sometimes, but making sure that your wrist is always perfectly secure.
Okay.
And only then, little by little go. So you're not supposed to let everything go, even this angle here, because many people they are good at this defense game, so they will let you bring them here, let's say, but you will not finish, so because you don't have a position. So I'm just trying to say that David should go more for a good position instead of the pin pad. Because what he's doing now is just a little bit, he's letting his wrist go a little bit, and your angle go a little bit, and then it's just really, he's not gonna finish me like that, man.
No.
I almost feel no danger, I just need to, So instead he should be focusing on securing his wrist, just to make sure that I cannot really open it anymore, and keeping the right angle.
Yeah.
Because maybe, it's like a defense game a little bit, but here you still have a chance to maybe stop me, and then I might lose after all. One more time.
So you're more focusing on getting...
Yeah, basically always jumping to position, not jumping to...
Okay.
So maybe I can be fast, but maybe I will be fast to be somewhere here, just because I like this angle.
Yeah. Okay. So if I'm here, then I'm...
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
and you never push too much where you would open up yourself, right? Let's say you can try it, but if you see that it's going, you better come back and maintain the position, Don't let the position collapse. Even this could be fine. Yeah. Normally, even this press with no wrist is actually quite natural. Not sure how it feels to you, but
the beauty with arm wrestling is that it's depending on where your strengths are and how you're built. It's so different how you would.
Yeah, all the arms are different.
Play the game.
Yeah.
And that's why I say generally it's easier with the big guys because they tend to have bigger tools, but not so many tools in the toolbox.
True. No, that's for sure. Like technically, these little guys are
a nightmare.
right, and also much more bony and yeah.
How does it feel so far with David and Magnus?
Also, two big people.
Yeah.
I don't think I felt Magnus' power yet, but David was pretty strong. Still, I can sense that he's very new, not really technical yet, but his grip training for sure is giving him a good base to attack my hand, and yeah, I can feel how his hand is just strong in general.
Who is the strongest guy you have met?
Are you talking about the competitors or in general?
Just in general, maybe.
Because so it must be Levan from Georgia, Levan Saginashvili. I'm sure his hand we played a bit, but of course I cannot do anything because he's like 185 kilo and yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah.
So he is currently the champ.
Yeah.
But we have many more guys like Devon Larratt and yeah, Denis Tsiplenko used to be very good. No, I'm not the guy who is. I don't have big muscles, so I have to use my hand basically to.
So shall we just? Can we also have like one quick technique talk through? How would you read the game if we come and we grip?
Okay.
So based on what you see, what would you do?
And we imagine as if I have not seen your matches before.
No.
So yeah, of course I feel back pressure. You know, now you are also quite low, so I would be a little bit in doubt. Like maybe you are gonna cup me in, and so I will just fill that. I will fill that gap to make sure that your fingers are kind of hanging on my hand.
Would you push a little bit of pressure on to feel where if I'm solid or if while gripping?
Yeah, probably because I'm an endurance guy. I'm never afraid of getting pumped, so I'm not afraid of applying tension. So if you take that tension, I will always be super happy.
Okay.
You know, so probably for you it's better to not accept it and always keep a little be loose.
Be the boring one.
Yeah, because if you accept it, maybe normally it doesn't go well for people.
All right, and then would you? But you wouldn't be too concerned about if you do.
Somehow I feel comfortable right now, so I don't know. I guess it's fine. And then I feel like your kind of top roll is most likely like the posting kind where you want to go like this.
Yeah.
So I would really, instead of doing the same, I would focus on moving my elbow and dragging you like this, like opening that biceps. So just making sure that my hand is good.
Yeah.
And you try to go this way, and I just kind of drag a little bit downwards.
Yeah, which is really
which
bad.
really kind of kills your move. So I think technically that's the correct approach. Because it's really difficult for you to do this when I just, you know, the drag is normally strong, right? My back muscles are.
So for me here, I would be wiser to be a bit like that. And
you mean more like a hook?
Little bit on the inside.
Of course,
like
if you can get that, yeah.
If the referee is a little bit blind.
Yeah, so because whenever you do that, I'm immediately kind of a bit scared of your hook, and then I don't know what exactly should I do. Yeah.
But because from there, then I would go in.
Yeah, you can do that, and then that would be terrible for me.
But then you're probably faster than me, so as I'm doing that.
But still, if I don't expect it, you might get it. You know, I really have to prepare my defense in order to stop that. So you know what? Maybe I would just.
But it's so funny. Now, I mean, this guy is like super solid in his wrist. So, as a big guy coming in, I would think the safest way would just like a lot of back pressure before the start, which is exactly what you want.
Right.
And then I would try
Then
I would like to lift him up on the outside and then just bring him towards me and all that.
Anytime you squeeze and play these games, I would enjoy it because I know that you will probably get tired faster.
Yeah.
So I would play the game. I would let you.
So the wisest choice for me would probably be to go on the inside and go for that, because the other one.
Of course, you need to know what you're doing, but hook danger, I would maybe just kind of slip and
oh yeah,
try to
this has
play the
been
strap game.
Years since I had a strap.
But look, maybe the strap can make your wrist feel better. I don't know. Maybe it isolates.
Yeah, it do changes the game.
Yeah,
quite a
it
bit.
does change a bit again. Yeah. Maybe your wrist can be more stable. I can just hold you a bit, and you can slowly try to see if it works, if it feels better.
Okay.
You know, I'm on purpose staying in front a little bit,
Yeah.
so I know that it's difficult for you to find space.
Yeah.
You know,
But out of those two options, it's probably better to just pull.
might be better. Yeah. Yeah, you see, my fingers are holding well,
Oh, yeah.
so I don't feel. Maybe this is the correct direction.
And all these guys, it just gives away the wrist and pull. It looks horrible, doesn't it?
But I believe that it's still one of the three main moves. Like, you know, one of them I would say is top roll, another one is hook, this kind of angle, which doesn't top, and this is for sure the third one where I'm still using my joints and everything. And if I can get comfortable, you know, in this position, then suddenly it's such an efficient technique. Like,
Because that would certainly be good also with straps.
true, exactly, mostly the strap.
And
especially against the top roll. Let's say you go, you take my wrist, suddenly I just defend a little bit here maybe, because it is hard to finish somebody who is letting his wrist go. And then maybe you get tired a little bit and suddenly I can just finish.
Yeah. We had a Norwegian guy 100 years ago who won, I think even became world champion.
This guy Robakken is...
This guy was Kurt Krikstad.
Okay.
But he started like really,
immediately.
yeah.
Damn.
And everybody thought, I'm just going to pull him back a little bit, and he can't do it. But he was surprisingly good at it. So everybody like lost so quick.
If
For 2 years he won everything, and then they figured it out.
It's just not a very common thing to do, but if someone gets good at that, it's
Can
just
you try,
it's perfectly
David, because
fine.
that's a weird feeling. If you want
the strap,
yeah. The difference now, David, is that now you can use the whole, like more like a unit, rather than.
Sure. Yeah, det kändes annorlunda.
Maybe one of my bigger advices for you guys is, especially for you, David, that don't necessarily try to solve everything. Just go to his practices, and somehow you will naturally feel what's the best lane for you. You know, sometimes if I tell you something, it almost still doesn't give you anything, because you almost have to experience it yourself before you can.
But you have to start somewhere and kind of feel it. And
But you know, some people overthink it too much. Maybe you don't need to think much. Just keep showing up, and it will happen. Yeah, let's play.
Ja, du, han sa ju... Det är ju stumt där, det är det som är det värsta.
Can you hook him from there?
Han har ju tagit mig här då.
Det är inte över än, hur kan du dra ner den?
Ja, det är kört.
Jag är helt slut med det här. Jag har noll i allt. Det här är ju... But when you said like this, it feels like the wrist is taking damage when you...
It's taking damage, or?
It should take damage because you...
But now it's just like... it's...
So it's like...
Maybe you want to top roll me a bit, and I try to, you know, I will not go hard, but... It's quite an efficient position, like... Of course, and normally what's funny is that I'm not supposed... This is more efficient for me. If we just hold it like this here, you will always get tired first.
But so how should I counter it? It's just like...
Yeah, I mean, normally you should kind of push me a little bit out of it, and then almost get behind your shoulder a little bit like that. Yeah.
But it's like he says, it's a very hard
thing to do.
If you can't get him down immediately, just like I say, he's going to run out of steam.
Yeah.
You know, holding breath and pushing and all that.
By the way, did you guys know that? Yeah, this always beats top roll. Top roll always beats hook, and hook always beats press.
Sten, sax, påse.
That's the general rule.
You're really strong in your fingers. You should have that. I have no chance of because they usually
that's annoying, right? If you cannot get it solely.
Because usually when you the guys I've done it against, you feel
like it's going.
Yeah, and then my basic move works all the time.
Because you open the hand and then you just finish little by little.
Yeah. So when you get to here, it's finished.
Yeah.
I can hold it. But
and normally nobody has good endurance
like that.
Yeah, like that. Nobody. Yeah.
But so for me, that's I used to say to people.
Well,
talk to me like you talk to an idiot. What should I do?
I think you should think less.
Think less.
Just keep training every week, at least once a week on the table.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game, and then you will naturally find some good exercises, find some healthy exercises.
Yeah.
If you want to do it for, if you want to be the best, you will have to do it for like 10 years, let's say.
Yeah.
So in order to survive those 10 years, you need some routine, which is both building power, but also good recovery and rehab and. Oh yeah, now I like how you really cupped your wrist much more. It feels much more dangerous. Yeah. You need that hand control. You cannot let me go.
No.
Everybody went top. So in the end, fuck it, then I also go on top. This is kind of a gamble.
Jobbig jävel.
No, but I think you have a good base because for a guy who didn't do it for that long, so it's a good base. You just, and it's funny how the power really goes up quite quickly if you just stick to it. So maybe in a few years.
Yeah. But did you have some exercises with a rubber band that I could use at home?
I can see one red band here.
They are really strong, really strong. Arm wrestling isn't all about strength, basically. It's have to have a lot of.
So show me, what do you normally do?
I've actually just put the string like this and that, and also that way, like.
Yeah.
So more like. Train that thing.
Okay, but show me exactly, like just what kind of movement is it?
It's just been like this.
Like this, okay. Yeah. And then here?
Basically the same.
Okay.
The things I'm doing.
Are you doing any triceps?
Only with the cable machine.
Okay. So for me, we have a table practice, which is I consider it a static, maybe endurance conditioning exercise. And then I have the rehab, of course. So my third important thing is explosiveness, which comes from the rubber bands for me. If you can hold it a bit. So what I do, people, when they train explosiveness, they kind of try to be fast or something like that. But I'm trying to just take a grip, maybe just a simple grip like this. Maybe a little bit like that. But still, my favorite is just like that. And then I would simply walk backwards. And maybe at the end, I will do a small move. And then I immediately relax. And then another arm. until the very end as much as I can. Sorry. And relax. So I keep repeating that, which gives me, it teaches my muscles to really go from 0 to 100 quite quickly.
Yeah.
So at the table, I feel like I'm much faster to just like really engage, and plus the tension is quite safe to do because you're very static.
I'm coming from the side.
You can really go hard. You can pull as much as you can. You know, most likely you will not get injured. So I would really recommend something like that. You just kind of, I know it might look stupid, but it really strengthens the angle, and
I would say you are the first person ever that I felt that effortless can take it like that, because normally they always give away a little bit. It's just about who is going to give away the most kind of thing in the start. So the only option then is to try to
so you would go in the hook.
Yeah, that's the only.
Yeah.
But normally the hook should also not work because since I'm the top roll guy, and I said rock paper scissors. Normally top roll beats the hook, especially if I'm ready.
But
so you should actually think about pressing.
Sadly, but
I know it's hard to do, but you know, a little bit of everything. You'll be surprised how quickly it starts to feel good.
I never thought about it that way, but what you say is so correct.
That triangle?
Yeah, that top roll beats hook, and then that this tricep, as we used to call it.
Yeah, triceps beats top roll because
it's top roll.
Yeah.
Because it just ignores, you take my wrist, I don't care, I keep going. So, and hook beats triceps because triceps needs to somehow get behind and get into this position.
Yeah,
a strong hook normally pushes them out of this angle, out of the shoulder a little bit, because the hook is so, and then I cannot press anymore.
And then I see, I'm gonna let you go, but once in a while I see these guys that try to be underneath the table and wrestle.
Right.
What's with that?
Yeah, it's. I guess it's just became a trend because it for some time, and maybe even now it is quite effective, because nobody really likes to. Normally some people are saying that you should keep climbing if somebody is doing that, but I really think that you should just surge a little bit and again flop and press. But not many people like to press, so if you are always trying to contain your wrist, if you don't want to let it go, you will really burn yourself out. So that's why the move still survives. But now you can notice how more and more people are willing to just press. It's like an evolution. People are willing to press, so the move is maybe also not so effective anymore. It's getting somehow people understood how to beat it, so it's not so effective anymore.
One thing I'm going to take home with me everything you said, but most of all also I'm going to take with me that hook actually can still be effective.
Hook, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Because that was the one I was always trying to do, but back in the day I couldn't find a way to get in.
It just takes some correct training, so you are strong in the right places and you don't have any elbow pain, and then it's great. I would really recommend these JM presses and just triceps exercise in general, and then it feels fine.
Excellent. Good luck.
Thank you, man. Thank you.